Hey everybody, Garcia here, and today we're going to be taking a look at that most interesting and dynamic of activities, queuing up. Where? In front of the elevators. In this game, yes, you are lining up your characters in front of several elevators, trying to get them to ride the elevator and therefore earn you glory and prestige. I guess. I'm being kind of silly about the theme here. That is what you're doing. You are drawing cards, playing cards, lining them up, but also manipulating where folks end up in that line so that when it's all said and done, your characters make it in and other players, well, don't. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. It's a very simple game. We'll come on back after that. I'll tell you what I think of it. Here we're taking a look at a game for 4 players, and each player is going to have a card that reminds them of their color, has a player aid on it as well, and then they each have 2 cards in their own color. These cards on the front are going to have some character, and on the back, they'll denote the color that is on the front. So you can shuffle up the deck and give everybody 2 of their own color. The elevators are going to be placed here. These are stacked in a specific order. And then we are going to shuffle up the deck, reveal one more character at the entrance to each elevator, split up the deck in 3 even parts, and then lay them out here. And you are ready to begin. So in the game, what you are trying to do is send people to stand in line at each of these elevators, and when the round is over, and you'll be playing 3 rounds, hopefully have your people make it onto the elevator. There is limited space at each of these, denoted by these spaces down here. Each spot in line is worth a certain number of points, and also some characters at specific elevators will score double what anybody else would. So here we go. Let me show you how this goes. The turn structure is very, very simple. On your turn, I'll have yellow start. You are going to play a card to one of these spots. You are going to trigger the ability on it if it matters, and then you are going to draw a new card from any of the piles. Then it's the next player's turn. That's it. So I'm going to play a card myself here. I'm going to put this one into play there. It's a mother. Normally, mothers cut in front of fathers. There are no fathers here, so she just goes to the back of the line. And then I draw a new one. Now you'll notice because of the breakdown of the colors here, no one is playing the brown cards. And when you draw, you can draw anybody else's card. So I might take this one, which is blue, obviously not my own color. Now it'll be this player's go, and they'll take a look at what they've got here, and they're going to play a card. They're going to play there. The girls go in front of the boys, and there are no boys anywhere, so he'll play there, and then that player will draw a card, take it into their hand. Let's see, at some point we will get someone who can cut in. Here we go. The green player is going to play this one up here. And grandma's cut in front of grandpa's. So that means when this card is played here, she jumps to the front of the line in front of that grandpa there. And then that player draws a new card. And this continues going around the table until, like I said, all of these cards are gone and everybody plays one more card from their hand. Now, one other thing that happens. If ever a line has 3 of the same character, so for instance, let's say this looks like so, and then this player plays this grandma there, that would be the 3rd one in the line, which means they remove themselves from the line, they go do something together, and you set this trio aside to score you a single point at the end of the round. So that player is going to score that. Everybody else scoots up to the front of the line at that elevator. And this continues. There's one more kind of card that I haven't shown you yet. I did spot one. Here we go. The Lost Child right here. There's one per color. And when you play the Lost Child anywhere, it is going to pull out a card of the matching color, which you normally are ignoring for all of this sort of cutting in line scenarios. You can ignore the color for all of that. But when a Lost Child shows up, it's going to pull someone from the same family, same color, to the back of the line like that. 3 Lost Childs also get pulled from the line, and in fact, if you pull 3 of these out of the line, they're worth 2 points, not just 1 point. So that's basically it. Let's go ahead and jump this forward quite a bit and show you what the end of the round would look like so that you have an idea for the scoring. So let's say that's what the end of the round looks like. We're going to score. I'm going to score mainly just for right here to give you an idea how this goes. The first thing you need to do is remove anyone who we know is not going to make it onto the elevator. This one has 4 spots, so past her, they don't make it on. You can discard that. The first 3, and then the first 4 over here. And then you are going to score everyone. So like I said, we're going to score for red. Red is going to have this character score, this grandma. It's normally worth 2 victory points, but grandmas are preferred here at this elevator, so it's times 2. 4 points for that one. Same thing for this one, it's preferred. So not just 3, but 6 points for that. And then over here, third spot is just 3 points. They're also going to score for the removed trio of cards. 1 point, 1 point. And this is for the lost kids, so 2 points for that, okay? You write that down. You're going to have a score pad in the game. There you go. You're going to write that down. We are going to remove all this, set up the game the same way we did at the beginning, and you simply remove the top card from each elevator and get it ready for the second round. And then after that, you will do it again and get them ready for the third round. At the end of the third round, you figure out who the winner is, of course, from the highest score. One other thing I want to mention is on the backs of these, they do have a different breakdown if you were playing with 3 players. And the front you would use for 2 and 4 players. Playing with 2, by the way, each player simply has 2 colors that they are concerned about and will score for. There's still always one color that is no one's color, simply getting in the way or allowing you to manipulate things. So there you go. That's how the game works. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and go back up top. Let me tell you what I think of it. All right, that is in front of the elevators. This is a game from Saashi Saashi. I've spoken quite highly of this company before, of their games. I think generally they are quite interesting, obtuse a little bit. They have weird themes, but the games are interesting. The game oftentimes feel innovative, and they generally share a look, this look, which I really like. Now, things I like about this one and things I don't like. There are several of both. Let's go ahead and get into it, okay? The theme and the look of this. Let's start there, okay? Like I said, all their games kind of have this look, and sometimes it's always charming, it's always warm and engaging, but in this game especially, it's really interesting because this game's theme, while silly, while nonsensical and not really exciting, right, feels old. And I mean that in a charming way, okay? I mean like nostalgic. I mean that this game, if somebody came up to me and told me, you know, that In Front of the Elevators game actually came out back in the 70s, and it was 2 grandmas who designed it, I'd be like, yeah, I believe that. Because that's how this feels. This has that quality of a timeless game. There is no weird, there are no weird powers. Everything seems like somebody could have made it 50 years ago. And I would totally buy that, you know? And I like that about it, okay? Some people might not. They might want something really modern feeling, very splashy. This is not that. The aesthetics here are, unfortunately, a little lower than I'm used to from this company. And I don't know why, but the cards don't feel as quality as I was hoping they would. They I don't know, they have a nice snap to them, but they're a little bit on the thick side. They feel, they tiptoe that line of like slab of cardboard, which I don't enjoy the feeling of those cards. Everything else aesthetic-wise, the look and so forth is great. The replay value here is okay. By the same token that I said the game kind of felt old, felt warm, homely, it also does not invite a lot of replays. It feels like you're going to see largely the same things from game to game. Now, the player's going to mess with you, right? The order in which the cards come up, the order in which the cards get played, that'll be different. And if that's enough replayability for you, then you're good, okay? Don't worry about it. For me, yeah, they do kind of feel the same, the replayability. Now, I will say the game arc, the way the game, one single game session goes, that's nice. There are increasing stakes as you are playing because you are loading 3 rounds of elevators. The scores do get better. So you've got that first round to sort of, you should probably try to do well in that, but you got to sharpen your skills. You are going to find that if you haven't played the game in a while, you are making some mistakes. You're not focusing on some things maybe you should be focusing on. And if you bomb that first round, you get the second and the third to tighten up your strategies. So that's cool. Nice tension. I like it. You can always come back from a bad score from the earlier rounds if you do particularly well at the end of the game. That's neat. The ease of play here is very high. Like I said, really straightforward game. Player aids are nice, but almost unnecessary. They give them to you as a nice reminder. I will never turn that down. But the game is so simple. And then lastly, tactics and strategy and luck. There's some nice things. I'm not giving this a thumbs up because they're kind of obvious for the most part. And you just have to be mindful of what you're doing. But there's some stuff. It doesn't get a thumbs down here. There's some things to think about, but it's also the kind of game you can maybe do a little chatting with while you're playing, Overall, I like this. This is cute. It's not as good as most of the other games from this company. It also might not be for the same crowd, though. Most of their other games are a little more esoteric. They are a bit of an acquired taste, maybe. This is not. This is for anybody. You can get, as shown in the game, kids and grandma and grandpa playing this, and I think they're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a silly theme. It's cute. It's approachable. It'll be, you'll have some familial sort of laughing as people cut in front of other people. For that audience, this is, I think, a slam dunk, and I would totally recommend it. If you've got somebody like that in your life and you want to give them a nice, unexpected gift, this would do that job, okay? This is good for that. For me, I think it's a little below the expectations I guess I've set for the company and just sort of below the average card game anyway. It's very similar to, for example, for me, Beastie Bar. Another game in which you are queuing up trying to get into a place. That one is a lot more modern feeling. You have silly characters with unique powers each and every single one of them. Each player has their own deck of cards and there's more oomph there. It just doesn't have this nostalgic feel. If that's the one you want, if that's the feeling you want, then this is the game you want. Anyway, this is gonna get from me a 6 out of 10. I recommend it. Like I said, if you want and enjoy something really simple, kind of charming, but ultimately might not have a lot of staying power in front of the elevators. 6 out of 10. All right, everybody, I am Z Garcia. Thanks for checking this out with me. I'll see you on the next one.